well, I've already drawn. I'm here to color this gold dragon, which I drew at the request of Oniguma on Twitter. So as you can see, I've already got it drawn, but I can show you the video like I usually do of when I did draw it. Where's my video? Here it is. All right. So it's really nice. I use Procreate on my iPad, and this program actually records this time lapse of the whole process. So you can see how I do my blue sketch first just to kind of figure out what I'm doing, and then I do the real lines over top of that once I know it's inside my designated area. And I drew a birthday hat because it was Onikuma's birthday. So, but the hat is gone now. So there you go. And first things first, let's see. I've got my Pixelscapes here. Let me make sure I label that. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So I have my lines, which are the black lines. I have my blue lines. And and then I have my rings, which I'm going to go ahead and bring that opacity up on both rings. Oh wait, I'm going to hide both rings, as a matter of fact, because it's harder to pick areas with the rings activated. But I do need my claw here. I only drew one claw because that's the easiest way to keep them consistent. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and get that situated on the hand here. And actually I'm going to have my rings come back because I want to know where they are. That way I know whether they're overlapping the line, which I usually want them to do, but I also want them to fit the angle of the, yeah, that'd be okay. All right, unify those, select, 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 and then, oh, that's too much. And then I'm going to erase the fingers behind them on the lines, select, deselect. And then I'm going to unify the claw with the lines. Let's see. And then hide my rings again. So now he has claws, he or she. So this is a gold dragon. And they're gold. Obviously, I could use my metal filter. Is it too much of a cop-out? I don't know. It could look cool though. Maybe I'll do it in combination with some yellow and orange gradients. Let me give that a shot. So first I want to select all my areas that I'm going to process as gold, which is pretty much everything. Get it, whiskers. Oh, darn it. Let me zoom in here so that it actually lets me. I hate it that the selector tool doesn't. It's lying about the crosshairs. There's a better way to do this. I'm gonna select the outside and then gold. Edit, fill. Let's fill it with yellow. No, let's select the inverse and then fill with yellow. There's an idea. Oh, we have 2 viewers. That means somebody else is here. Thank you for dropping in. I always appreciate it. Okay, and then I'm gonna, but you see it's just like a big block of yellow, which isn't gonna be very interesting. So I'm gonna select the transparency on the lines and contract it by 5, let's say. Okay, and then subtract that from the gold. So see, now my goal, here, I'm gonna move that color a little so it's a little more orangey than you can see. So that way there's actually some contour in there, and you can see what it'll actually do when I do my filtering. Pretty boring right now, but we have ways of taking care of that. So let me go ahead and do my filter. Auto effects, which I love, as you all know. And I think that'll be on screen. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's on screen. Okay, good. Liquid metal, gold. That's a good one. Okay. The first thing I do is go into lighting and get rid of the shadows. Can I go a little? And then it looks a little bubbly right now. So I'm going to try and give it a little texture. Okay. Except not so incredibly strong. Really want it to be like barely there. So it's more like a grain. Yeah, that works. And then I'm gonna go to the, no. I'm gonna make it less deep. It's okay. And then I'm gonna add some my precious scales, actually. Since as long as I made them, I might as well use them. It's gonna take a while for it to catch up here, so just it's gonna look pretty boring for a minute. But let me pick up my scales. Where did I leave them? Here, scalies. There we go. Oh, it won't open until the filter is done. Well, hello. Hello, Blakery and Batman. I hope I said that right. What program am I using? I do my drawings in Procreate, which is an app for my iPad. And then I export them. And everything I'm doing right now is in Photoshop CC, Adobe Photoshop. And then this filter I'm using is Dream Sweet Liquid Metal, which I enjoy. Obviously, I'm not going to just say, it's filtered, it's done, because that would be boring. But this is a good starting point for me. Thank you for asking. Nice to see you. All right, here's my scales. Okay. So I'm going to warp these scales to kind of cover more of the body, sort of follow the line of the body. I'm not too particular there. And I want it to be fade on the limbs. With a softer brush than that. Thank you. You love the panda pic. Thank you so much. Love the depth and shades of color your pics have. Yeah, that's the idea. I love it too, I have to admit. And the panda pic, they have definitely seen it and they loved it. So I'm very happy about that myself. Thank you for asking. Let's see. Okay. Just so it fades out on the limbs here. Yeah, and on the chin. And up here on the horns. Okay. And on the wing. I'm gonna alter that as well. So then if I want to add more scales on the wing, I'll put it like this. I'm not going to put scales on the panel of the wing. Just like that. And I'm going to move it down a little. Yeah. It'll make sense by the time I'm done. I swear. And then I want to do something on the arm. Just something. Probably a better way to do this that I will learn someday. And then I'll think back on this moment. And I'll say, if I'd only known. Okay. I'm going to erase a whole lot of this. Not a big fan how this is turning out, but it'll be subtle in the final version, so I guess it doesn't matter. Okay. Did I take a course to do these apps? No, I just downloaded it and kind of figured it out. Every once in a while I would look up online, like, how do I do a multi-selection or whatever, and just find somebody on YouTube explaining how to do that. But otherwise, I've been pretty much self-taught here. Yeah, I hate how these look on the arm. I'm gonna remove that and do it a different way. Okay. There we go. Yeah, no course. I've just been practicing, not for very long even actually. I just started using Procreate to draw like a month ago. I mean, I've been drawing my whole life. That helps, obviously. Yeah, that's better. Okay. And now I just need the tail. Okay, so now I have these scales and they look terrible, but I'm going to remove them from all the areas that I don't want them. So it'll make a lot more sense by the time I'm done. Selecting all my little areas. This arm, not the fins, not the face, but I do need these whiskers, which are hard to select because they're tiny. And then I select inverse, and then I'm just going to delete the scales I don't want. There you go. So that's, I'm not going to leave that black. I'm going to use it later for some kind of coloring, but I haven't decided what yet. So for now, I'll just let them kind of hang out. He does look gold, but not a very, he looks pretty monotonous, and I want a little more orange in here. Do I want scales on the wings? I don't think I do. But we do need more orange, because this is going to be gold metallic anyway. Because otherwise this is going to get real old real fast. So let me start selecting my wing panels. And then I'm going to add some orange. Or red, which functionally is orange if it's thin enough and it's on top of yellow, right? Yeah, I'm going to do some shading on the wings. Exactly. That's the plan. Let me check something real quick. Okay. Okay. So here's my thing. And I'm going to I want each panel to have, I'm not going to leave this as such a bright red. I'm just, yeah, that's a little bright. I'll fade it out. Don't worry. Not that I think you're worried. And then I'm going to select the other wing panels and do the same thing. I don't do them all at once because I don't want to, otherwise it'll get the whole, neighbor. I don't want to get it like that, just did. I don't want to get the neighbor. So then I can go back in and erase that edge with a smaller brush. And I need to do the same thing on the other panels. Stop that. Stop. These panels, I think I'm not going to do a vertical gradient. So them I can select all at once. But the back of the neck panels I'm going to make match the wing. Okay. And I need to make my brush a lot smaller. And I'm just putting on the tips of the tail fins. And then here I want to get a, okay. And then get the other fin panel that I missed. Let's see. Now I have to do every scale. Oh God. That would be, I spend enough time fussing over little details on these guys. Oh, that's on the wrong layer. I'm undoing that. I wouldn't put it past me, so I'm not going to do that. I'm saying it right now. That makes it true. I'm not going to do it. Would not make sense. I'll resist that temptation. Okay. And then, oh, there's another fin. There's his little elbow fin. Let me grab that. And there's also this underbelly section, which I guess that could be interesting to shade a little. Let me grab it. No, not the whole thing. Now, you notice there's lines on his legs here, but that's not actually underbelly because that's his thigh / butt. So that's all we've got. So let me get this a little bigger brush. Yeah. Ooh, that's too big. Too much? Okay. Okay, and then do I want to shade anything else? Maybe the underside of his limbs just in general. Could be interesting. that spot on stomach. Ugh, and I did it on the wrong layer again. Mother Hubbard. Alright, I'm going to go to the proper layer. I'm also going to make sure I did my expansion, which I didn't. Thank you. Okay. And now I'm going to erase the thing I said I had to erase before. Now that I'm actually on the correct layer. Okay. And now I get the other parts that I didn't before, like his tail. Hey, Sardonicus. Yeah. I'm not going to leave it quite this red, but I do like it. I'm going to pull it back so it's orangish. Okay. So I could change it by making it translucent. Did I do that in the wrong layer again? I did. God damn. I need some kind of alarm to go off to tell me, hey Jen, you're on the wrong effing layer. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so this is at 100% opacity. I could change it to 50, which makes it a little more subtle. Or what I could do is keep it that opaque so that it covers up the texture and just change the hue so it's a little more orange. So it's like the texture comes and goes, which I kind of like better. 30, 20, 20. Yeah. That's probably better. But for now, his eyes and teeth are gold, and although that might be appropriate, it's bothering me. So we're going to fix that. That's what we're fixing next. That little sliver in between his whiskers. God damn. Okay. Come on. E. Oh, really? Really? That's all it's going to get? Okay, I'm going to do this the hard way. Okay. Oh, tolerance is only 10. Well, that would do it. Well, anyway. I'll fix it. See, it doesn't really grab my corners on these sharp shapes, which is unfortunate. And then there's the eyes. But then I expand the selection, which was actually a little much when I have to clean this up a little. Okay. Then I expand the selection, which means it definitely gets those corners. So face. fill with white. And then I'm going to color his eyes. I wonder if there's an official color that their eyes are. I'm just going to make them blue for now. It doesn't have to be official. I'm an artist, by God. I'll make it whatever I want it to be. I'm going mad with power. Yes. Okay. Let's see. Select, deselect. Okay. So these scales. What do I want to do with these scales? I could make them red, which would make him look a little more orange. That might be cool. Let's give that a shot. Select load scales. Red scales. I like that. Looks a little molten. You say the blue contrasts well. Brown or green would have been too warm. Well, I still don't know what colors I'm going to use for the rings. I may end up using blue. And if that's the case, I'll just change the eye color. So it's no biggie. Alright, I think he's looking pretty good. He is very orange. I wonder what I should do with him. Should I lighten him up? But is he too orange? I like him better with the orange than without it. Or with and without. It does wipe out some of the highlights. What if I use it as a multiply layer? That's too dark. Normal. What if I make it like 75%? Yeah, then some of the highlights still come through. I think that's okay. That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm trying to make him look more 3D. That's the idea. Okay. I kind of like him. I think he's good. But we still need my token rings. So now I'm going to bring the rings back up. Here are the rings. And here's where it gets kind of weird. Because I made a mistake in coloring him. I think it'll be okay. I'll work it out. Well, first let me actually do his line shading. I usually do. Oh, wait. His claws are gold, and I kind of would rather them be white. I'm going to do that now. There's somebody setting off bottle rockets in the background. That's interesting. Okay. Because that is going to be a solid color later. So, you know what really bugs me? That there's this little tiny space underneath his horn that is going to be the background color. I think I can actually change that. Because seeing more of it would give a better sense of continuity. See, this is the kind of useless stuff that I end up fussing over. There we go. There. I like that better. For some reason that was important to me. I'm sorry. Okay, let's see. What was I going to do? Oh, I was going to color lines. So I've been using red all over for him. Colored lines. So I'm going to do the same thing now on the wings and stuff that stick out. Because later, when it's on a black background, that will matter. And that's also why I didn't put any red in his face, because I knew I was going to do this. And I'm also putting a little on his fins, which means I'm going to delete some of it, or erase some of it. Because I want his teeth to still have nice black edges. Like that. And his eyes. And maybe the base of his nails for contrast. Okay. I'll show you why that'll matter. When this is on a white background, you see those edges no problem. But when it's on black, you notice those tendrils and corners of the horns and corners of the wings would just blend right in if I didn't have this line color on there. So that's why I do it. Oh my goodness. And now I noticed something. There's no orange in his little elbow here. Inconceivable. We must fix this thing immediately. Let me select his elbow and add orange to it. Now I feel better. That was actually too much orange. Okay. Now I feel better. Yeah. All right. Okay. So now we just need the rings and the background. Let's get my rings. My rings. Ringy. And you can see a lot of this ring, so a gradient would look pretty good. Plus he's pretty monotone. So outer ring color. Actually, let me do the inner ring color first, because that's the one that I think will end up mattering the most. Let me get it. Where's my... Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to kind of use a trick here, which is that I want these rings to be offset from the colors he already is, which is yellow and red, right? So there's yellow and red. Now obviously I don't actually want it to be that color, but I want colors that are offset. So I'll do 120, or maybe minus 120. Ooh, that's pretty too. 120. Let's okay. Yeah, that's good. I'm going to use that. Okay, so there's the 120 for the background. And then for the outer ring color, I'm going to use those same colors with another 120, which means that this will be like as far as possible around the spectrum from each other, if that makes any sense whatsoever. It might not. Which means the orangey colors, the greenish colors, and the outer ring colors will be as different as possible. So I'm going to make this another 120. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I like that. Yeah, that's pretty. I'm good with this. It does mean I want to add brush strokes to everything, because Lord knows, select, load, brush strokes. Lord knows I love brush strokes. So let's get this 60. Okay. And then this one will be 60. Yeah, that's good. But the red does kind of blend into that edge. So I'm going to give him a little bit of shadow also. Get it? A shadow which will only be on the ring. So first I'm gonna, yes, I understand that drop shadows are like totally a 90s thing, but I don't care because I'm already doing Lisa Frank ridiculous colors, so it totally works for me. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. And then I'm gonna select the inner ring area and outer ring. So the shading is only on the ring. But I have to delete some of it because it doesn't actually make sense for the, let me move my Pixelscapes here. Because it doesn't make sense for these things that are dropping behind the ring to leave shadows. So I'm going to have to manually, change some of that. Just erase it out. Because it doesn't make sense. There we go. A little bit's okay. But not right there. Okay. And that one actually reduces the contrast. And okay, I think he's pretty done. I like him. What else could I do with him? Oh, I need to color my rings. Precious, precious rings. Select, load selection. Select, load selection, add to selection. Okay, so this is the thing I like to do. Just like I colored the lines on him, token line, ring line colors. Just like I colored the lines on him, I like to color lines on the one here. And this is where things get dicey because I made his lines be bigger. So I could put it, what do I do? Maybe I use a cyan. Like a big, big color. I don't like that. How about blue? Too subtle. How about some magenta? Ooh, it blends too much. What's good? How about that terrible green? Like a terrible acid green. pretty horrible. Horribossum. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, so you see how I colored the lines, but next to his butt, it's still all black. That's the problem. So I'm going to reselect that. And then on the lines, I want to erase that from where I want it gone, essentially. See how that's where I painted. And it's the same thing on his ankle. Okay. I guess. Still not sure how I feel about that green. But now I can work from there. Oh, reselect. Because this is also on the gold. It's like sticking out. All right. Where did I put the ring color? Here it is. All right. And I'm going to put it on black so that I can see what the hell I'm doing. And I'm going to put my Pixelscapes back where I want it, because I really want it down here. Okay. So now I'm going to just shift the line color and see what I like best. There's the green. Here's orange. The magenta does look good. I guess it doesn't blend in too much with the beard because it's got that shadow, but I'm not a big fan of green. The blue is remarkably subtle. Maybe that medium blue. Yeah, I like that one. I'll remember that. Purple? No. I'm liking the medium blue. I'm gonna stick with that because there's a lot of colors here. Okay. Hey, Fett. Nice to see you. Sorry I'm late. Oh, please. You don't have to be here every time, and you certainly don't have to be here on time. Come on, man. All right. What did I do? What am I doing? Okay. So, that is my gold dragon. So let's see. What's next? What is next? I'm probably gonna have to restart the stream for it, because I don't know how you're supposed to do these things. I'm still pretty new to Twitch. Okay, that's my gold dragon for Oniguma. Next up, I'm going to work on a gargoyle. So I'm going to stop the stream, and then you might have to restart the stream to get this to work. And then I'm going to restart it in a minute with the gargoyle running, because I want to separate what I do monster to monster. So thank you so much for coming by, and let's go work on the gargoyle. I'll be right back. All right.